What's up, XRP holders? Guys, I have a very important message to deliver to everyone holding XRP right now. I was just looking in the charts and I found something absolutely mind-blowing, something which is very simple, very easy to understand, and yet no one is talking about this stuff. While this stuff in fact paints a very clear picture into what we should expect price-wise for XRP going forward here in the immediate short term. So that is what I want to discuss in this video. Let's get straight into it. First, of course, like the video. Can we get this video, just like yesterday, back above 1,500 likes? Would be highly appreciated, and let's get into it. Okay guys, so the main thing that I want to show you in this video is actually this pattern that we're seeing over here on XRP's 2 daily time frame. So every candlestick is 2 days. You can also apply this on the daily or the weekly time frame, but I think the 2 daily gives us a very good overview about this pattern that I'm spotting right now. So we had this downward sloping trend line for XRP since the 16th of January, multiple touch points. This is a very strong trend line, guys. Multiple touch points against the trend line. Then we had the breakout beyond the trend line. So actually here, beginning of May, XRP had that huge breakout beyond the trend line. Then we had a pullback, and right now we're seeing the retest of this trend line, which previously provided massive resistance and is right now flipping into new support for XRP. So here we have the trend line, touch points, breakout, retest. Now, after the retest, we tend to see that huge exponential rally when no one expects it, when there's pretty much bearish sentiment across the board, and that is exactly what we're seeing right now for XRP and for crypto. Typically, such a rally starts whenever no one believes in it anymore. And that is the moment when volume is very low and smart money starts to load up, and you tend to see these God candles to the upside. That is what I expect. That is the highest probability right now for XRP. So pay very close attention, guys. I'm also going to give you the support that we need to hold. So provided that the XRP price holds above the $2 zone here with at least daily closes, guys, I think we have a legit breakout or perfect retest, and we are most likely going to see continuation to the upside here for XRP. First major price target here is, of course, the top side of the trend line, which comes in at approximately $3.40 for XRP. And to give you guys some perspective here, that is already a pretty big move here. If you just trade this, for example, I'm not telling you to sell your spot back, but if you trade this, let's say with some additional funds, this is already a move of 50% to the upside. Second price target for XRP is around the $5 zone, eventually $11 and so on. But I will update you step by step along the way here. But for now, guys, I don't see any reason to be bearish on XRP. There is, of course, also a different side of the coin, because if we look at the liquidation heat map for XRP, then we can still see that the overwhelming majority is currently from future long positions, and they have their stop losses around that $2 zone. So if we see one more wick here to the downside, I do not expect any daily closes below $2, but if we see a wick here to liquidate these long positions, then I expect price to reverse violently to the upside. But if these positions are from, let's say, insiders or whales, then I do not think that this liquidity is going to get grabbed around the $2 zone. But that is the other side of the coin. Be a little bit more careful if you're playing with high leverage. Now, I also showed you that in the midterm, I'm also still very bullish on crypto and on XRP. Here you can see a chart which I posted, I think, earlier today or so. So will inflows to Binance hit 1 billion XRP in December? You can see that in this chart. You can see in December last year, in January, a lot of XRP inflows from whales. So people holding over 100k XRP, over 1 million XRP, they deposited a lot of XRP onto exchanges. And that's why we saw a significant correction in the weeks afterwards for XRP. But now we're seeing no inflows, guys. Look at this. Almost zero. So the whales are not selling, and I think we should follow along with smart money. So if you are bearish here, guys, you're doing it the wrong way. You need to be bearish here. You need to be bullish here, but of course not financial advice. Do whatever you want to do. Another thing that I want to show you here are actually the XRP funding rates across all exchanges. Now, why is this important to look at? This goes back to March 2024, because whenever the funding rates are very high, whenever we see a lot of long positions, it typically marks out a temporary market top. And that is exactly what we saw for XRP in March of 2024. That is exactly what we saw for XRP in December and January of 2024 and 2025. So yeah, you guys, you want to follow the smart money. You don't want to follow dump money. This is basically dump money, greedy retail that opens up high leverage positions at market peaks. And typically 90% plus of retail investors aren't profitable long run. So going against them is a very good strategy. And as you can see right now, there are almost no positions open. Yes, a little bit around the $2 zone, but nothing compared to what we saw in December last year and in March of 2024. So pay very close attention to these metrics. I'm not showing you them for fun. They are here to pay close attention towards. The next thing that I already showed you yesterday, but I want to stress it again, is that we need to go against the dump money, guys. And right now, as you can see, retail interest, so XRP search term on YouTube actually is at the lowest level from the last 12 months. Look at this. If we look at this chart, the lowest levels from the past 12 months. And that shows you that retail is not paying attention. If you're watching these videos today, big shout out to you. I think you have a chance to change your life, but the majority of the retail investors are definitely not searching up XRP or crypto on YouTube. You want to buy right here. You want to hold, you want to accumulate. You want to take profits when there's a lot of interest there for XRP. So pay attention, guys. And this week is going to be very volatile for markets. You can see that over here. I posted on Monday. So today we have the US-China trade talks. So this could also trigger a lot of volatility today. So pay attention to this event. On Wednesday, we have the consumer price index data drop. So basically inflation on Thursday, the producer price index release. So yeah, high volatility is likely for crypto and for XRP here in this week. So pay very close attention to these events. But overall, it is a possibility that trend has already shifted for XRP. So I do not expect that these news events are going to change the trend. Yes, they could trigger some short-term volatility, but I do not expect any major trend shifts. XRP already has been in a massive correction since January. So yeah, you need to understand that probability-wise, it is more likely that this correction is already at the end stage, not at the beginning stage. The last thing that I want to show you here is that the XRP Ledger Apex 2025 kicks off on the 10th of June, so tomorrow in Singapore. And we have Ripple executives that are going to reveal the new roadmap. So this could also trigger some XRP volatility. So pay close attention to this. Now, if you're looking for a way to purchase or to trade XRP or any altcoin, I can highly recommend Pionex, Weeks, or Blowfin. My referral links are down below in the video description. Massive welcome bonuses if you sign up an account with my links down below in the video description. For example, over on Pionex, 1,000 USDT for new users up on the registration with my link down below. Or if you sign up to Blowfin, also massive welcome bonuses. Check it out, guys, if you're interested. That was it, guys, for today's XRP analysis. If this was helpful, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow me over on my Instagram, which I reactivated. The link is down below in the video description. Be careful, there are fake accounts out there, but I'm posting a lot of Q&A sessions, XRP content, a lot of other stuff as well. So definitely give me a follow. I want to thank you all for watching, for the amazing support. I think we are at the early stages of a huge trend reversal in crypto for XRP. Hold strong diamond hands, and I see you very soon with another XRP update. Bye bye.